Yeah, let's get started. So has everyone here downloaded tiled map editor already? If not, that is a great place to start. There's that link in the chat, and I'll go to it too, just so you can see what it looks like. Oh, I should probably share my screen, shouldn't I? That would probably be a good thing to do. All right. And sharing my screen. Okay. So this is tiled map editor. It's free. If you don't have an itch account, that doesn't take too long to make. It's kind of an indie, like independent developers can post things on itch, and there's you can find so many assets for Gather on it. But this is the big one, tiled map editor. If you downloaded it, it's free. It'll like request a donation, and you can donate if you want to, but you don't have to.
It's quite funny. Yesterday, I searched for a new kind of way to make maps, and I found this map editor online, and I thought, maybe this would be good, and I tried it yesterday.
Yes. Even Gather employees use this map editor. And once we have that, so a while back, a few months ago, I did another one of these intro sessions, and I had it last like about 24 hours because I didn't want to leave anybody out. Like I didn't want to leave out time zones. I didn't want to leave out, people who lived in Asia. So I just stayed in there for 24 hours. I didn't have really anything written. I just showed everybody in person, step by step how to do everything. So I figured having this written thing is probably going to be helpful. So you can download this by pressing, if you're not familiar with GitHub, by pressing code and just saying download zip. I'm pretty sure it'll download a folder and then another zip file inside of it. Don't worry about that. I haven't figured out how to delete the zip file. I'm kind of like maybe a third grader, maybe fifth grader when it comes to GitHub. But the important one is the folder that says 2022-0408 Tutorial Islands, and the zip file within the zip file you can just delete.
Question?
What's your question?
Is the tile sets in this repository, is it the complete Gather.town map making tile set or just part of it?
Actually, I think I want to say that all the tile sets, at least all the main tile sets, are actually in there. But we're not gonna have to fiddle with them right now. I chose the map that I chose based on the fact that it only uses 3 tile sets to start with. So extra easy, and it's already hooked up. When you download it and open the map, it should already be there. Okay. Who do we have? All right. Who is ready? Who's got tile downloaded and is ready to go, and my repo downloaded and ready to go, and who needs more time?
Sorry, I'm throwing my cat around there. I'm just trying to download the editor for Gather.town part of the GitHub. So
okay.
Thanks.
I'm good to go.
Awesome. Who said that?
That was me, Point Rat.
Hi there, Point Rat. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
So where in the world are you?
I am also in Germany.
Wow. There are so many people from Germany in the server. There really are.
Germans seem to love Gather.
Yeah. Well, I like Germany.
You guys doing good marketing in Germany.
Yeah, no kidding. I have no doubt that Killian has at least a little bit to do with that.
He's good.
Yeah, Killian here, if anyone doesn't know him, he's always posting really cool stuff. Like he's great at Gather and great at Gather integrations, third-party integrations. And so his brilliant help has been helpful to me personally. I'm still learning so much from him. So yeah, if you have questions, you'll probably see him posting in the server, and yeah, all my appreciation. Okay, gonna give a couple more minutes to download this repo, and then we'll get started. Hi there. All right. So when you get a chance, if you're just coming in, go to that GitHub link that I posted here. I'm going to edit it so people know that this is the place to go. This is where to go to get started. If you come in and are a bit behind, just follow the steps and you'll catch up in your time.
So maybe Point Rack can help me with this one. Yeah, I don't want to pull the one for concave on the GitHub. Do I create a new branch?
No. You just need to download the files. So I've got to bring up the. If you just click the link, and then you see the green button that says code, then click it. You go down. You can go download zip, and then you'll just have a little zip file of all the files that you need.
Okay, what am I in on that? Sorry about that.
What's the problem?
No, I'm figuring out. I've got the tile and I've got the GitHub and I'm trying to figure out.
So you click the link that Evie sent.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
In
the GitHub link or the tiled link?
The GitHub link.
Okay. Roger that. Thank you, sir.
Then you see the green code button.
Yes, sir.
Click it and then go download zip.
Perfect. Thank you.
No workers.
Yeah, even doing that when I was first using GitHub took me forever to remember how to do. So I like to design these tutorials for what my level of skill was when I was first coming in to start making gather maps. Okay, so now that we've got that going, okay, I'm gonna start fresh in Tiled Map Editor. I'm gonna just close all of my instances here. So when you first open up Tiled Map Editor, this is what you're gonna see. So we are going to go to wherever we saved that file, and we're going to go into the Tiny Meeting Beach folder, and we're going to double click on tinybeach.tmx. Okay, and this is about what you should see. My tile sets are in a slightly different place than are probably on your screen, but that shouldn't matter too terribly much. As a matter of fact, I think for the purposes of this, I might move them. So about this is what you should probably see. Let me know if anybody is confused or needs me to go slower or is, excuse me, seeing something drastically different or anything like that. Okay, so you'll see a few things. You'll see this, you'll see the map. You'll see this cute little island. You'll see these tile sets. You should see 3 different tabs of tile sets. Gather Decoration, Gather Islands, and Gather Plants outdoor. And you'll see this panel, which has got your layers in it. There's one that's 4, and that's a foreground. That's a folder where the foregrounds are located. And then tree 2, tree 1, tree 0, and water. So yeah, and if you click on the eyeball, you can sort of hide and show the different layers. As you can see, the island layer is kind of actually on the water layer, but that's fine. And then the trees, there's just kind of different layers. You'll see some of the tiles are, in layers that might not make sense to you right now, but that's okay. And the foreground has just got some treetops on it. Okay, so a little bit about working in tiles. I've actually made this Google Doc that's got a bunch of keyboard shortcuts in it. And yeah, I'll go ahead and put that in a new tab so I can excuse me, keep my repo up. But yeah, so moving around the map, you hold the, I'll put this over here. You hold the middle mouse button down and move around, or you can do that same thing with spacebar. Zooming in and out, you hold Control and zoom in and out with your mouse wheel. And one of my favorite shortcuts is if you hold down Control and you right click, you will change layers. Like hold down Control and click around and see how it changes. That is the most useful thing in the world. Yeah, it is.
That's good.
So useful.
Thank you. Already know it works to be here.
Yeah. yeah. So helpful. So if you are, okay, so let's Control, right click into, and now we're on our water layer, which is also our sand layer. And if you right click on a tile, you now have that tile. And if you're in the brush, which is B, you can now paint with that tile. And then you can right click on another tile, and then you can paint with that tile. And of course, if you need to undo, you can just press Control Z. The eraser tool is E, or you can click on this. And this is the brush tool, again, B. The terrain tool, I'll get to that maybe a little later. We'll see if we get to terrains today. They're fun, and they make some things a lot easier, but are a little bit more advanced of a concept. Okay, and so let's see. I know I have some extensions in my tiles that you might not have, so you might not, I don't know if you have this or not, but this is a, like if you select a tile and you can fill, that's sort of like a rectangle fill. Do you see that? Do you guys see that? Or is that an extension?
Yes, I see.
Okay, good. And this is the rectangle tool. Something about tiles is that you can't select a tile and drag it. Like you kind of can with an extension, but for a while it wasn't available. It's just copy and paste. But, and this is something really cool about tiles that if you have experience with other image editing programs, you won't even find. So if I were to say, select all of these layers and, okay, I'll come back to that in a minute. So open all your folders and select all the layers. If the folders aren't open, it won't select the layers inside the folder, just so you know. Select all the layers. And if we go and select like this and then cut, it cuts all the layers. And then if we paste, it pastes all of the elements into the layer that they were cut from, which is super cool and saves a whole lot of time. So yeah, just wanted to show you that. It's probably in my top 5 favorite features of tiled. Okay, so if you're ever if you selected everything and you copied and pasted something and you've got all of this, it's very distracting. If you just press R, it'll take you to the rectangle tool and it'll get it off of your mouse. So, and then in the rectangle tool, if you've got something selected, just click away and it'll deselect. If you have something selected and you try to paint outside, it won't work and it'll confuse you until you take care of it, until you go back and deselect it. Okay, so when you're in your brush tool, okay, let's right click on let's Control click onto the sand to get in that layer, right click to select that tile. And if you hold down Shift, you can draw in a perfectly straight line. This is the bucket tool, but I'll be honest, I don't like it very much. So I almost never use it. All right. Okay, here's a cool thing. So let's say you, so let's get a plant. Let's get maybe these little Mario looking mushrooms. So let's see. Say we like that, but we want it to be facing the opposite way. To mirror it horizontally, we can press the X key. So now it's facing the other way. And if we want it to look like the mushrooms are growing down from an invisible ceiling, we can press Y and it'll flip it vertically. And we can also turn it clockwise by pressing Z. That rotates it. All right. So that's one more thing that I could teach you is object layers. So as you can see, excuse me, when I'm putting this mushroom down, it snaps to the tile. But sometimes I want to not snap to a tile. What I can do is I can make an object layer. And then if I'm in my object layer and I go to this insert tile here, it's a little picture, I can place it anywhere I want. And I can also increase or decrease the size. If I hold down Control, it'll keep the aspect ratio how it is. But yeah, that's how you can do that. It's a little bit fiddly because it doesn't react the same way to say copy and paste and stuff like that. So it's a little bit more advanced to use. You can also only do that for one tile at a time. However, if you want to do this with, okay, let's deselect here. Control Shift A also deselects, and I'm probably going a little bit fast with the shortcuts, but they're all in that document. So if I were to want to place this, and if I hold down Control, I'm still in the object layer, but it's snapping to the grid again. So let's say I want this rose bush. I put that tile there, this tile here, this tile here. And then what I can do is select all of these, and then it's like I have multiple tiles in the same object. That's the only way to do that. So you just need to remember to select them all. But yeah, that's the basics here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this layer because I don't need it. And this is how you delete a layer with this little trash can. Okay. All right, what is the next step here? We got, all right, so we got the keyboard shortcuts down, navigation of the interface. Does anybody have any questions so far? No? All right. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead ahead. All right. So, this is when we can build. You can make your little island look like whatever you want. You've got some you've got furniture, you've got island terrain, and you've got some plants. So yeah, go ahead and start laying stuff down. And if you can, when you feel like you're at a bit of a stopping point, go ahead and share your screen and show me what you got. I think I'm going to add a little, let's see, maybe I'll add some palm trees. And as a hint, add your palm trees, add a new layer. If you're going to add trees, add them to a new layer and then put them inside this foreground folder. That's my tip for you, and you'll see why a little bit later. Add some flowers. Flowers. There. Huh, maybe not. Oh, they're all the way up there. That's right. like this umbrella. I'm gonna add any umbrellas to the foreground layer as well. And anything big and tall, like the lighthouse that's in here, that too. Add anything you want your character to be able to walk behind to that foreground layer. Actually, I don't know if I have time. I don't know if I have room to add this. Keep it simple. Some sand castles. Oops, wrong layer. Ground stuff. I am obsessive about my layers. I always kind of try to put everything in separate layers because you can always combine them pretty easily. It's a little harder to separate them. I like this towel. Add that right there. Actually, I'll put that right here. And then maybe some little stools. A little table. Some starfish. Let's make that face the opposite way. And a tent. I like that tent. Okay, what do we got so far? Oh, thanks, Kelly. Oh, I think he might have already left, but yeah. Yeah, Killian's spirit. Extremely helpful. Very active in the server. All right. So, when y'all get to a stopping point, I think I might show you a little bit of terrains. And they're already set up in here, so it won't be super hard. How you doing, Maria Elizabeth?
I just try to make such a, I don't know what's called in English, but round, white, and red. Where if you are on the water and like help, then you get the thingy. I don't know what it's called in English, but I just noticed that on the same tile there's a little bit of one part of it and of the other side too. So you can't really put the corners in because it looks weird then in the tile set.
Do you want to show me what you mean?
Yeah, I can't wait. Where is it there? I think you can see it now. I mean, this thingy down here, if I try to put it, then the corner of the other side I also put down because it's on one tile in the tile set. This tile.
Oh, are you talking about that? Okay. Let me take a look.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah. Sometimes these tile sets are in progress. Let me see if that's the issue here. Wait, where are you seeing that?
Also, in the tileset Gather decoration, if you go down from the poles and stuff down from that. Yeah, to the right and more down, I think. It's quite deep down.
See if I can reproduce the issue here.
Yeah, under that, a little bit deeper, and then you see it there.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. I wonder what they were going for with this. All right, let's see what I can do. So we got. Yeah, that's very strange.
Yeah.
What you thinking about, Gather? All right. Yeah. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything about. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. I think I might be able to help it. Let's see if this works. Give me 1 second.
Oh, with rotating maybe.
Yeah. And not just that, but with oh man. Yeah, that is definitely a bit skewed. Okay. I wonder if this is located anywhere else in this tile set. Probably not. You've already looked, I bet. That's what I check first. I check to see if, because sometimes with tile sets, the artist was kind of experimenting with something over here, and then never really, never changed it back. But yes, rotating, that should work. And okay, so if you do this, if you select it like this and add it here, and then Z rotate, will that do it? Wait, no, it's not doing it.
I think I did it. Here, I rotated a bit, and then it worked.
Oh yeah, sweet.
I think.
Nice. You did it. How did you do that?
On the right side and on the really left side, there are the corners without any other corners in it.
Huh. I'm still trying to figure out how you got. Did you use 2 different layers?
Yeah, 2 different layers. Back layer, front, and one down from that.
All right, let me try that.
Yeah, because it gets overwritten if it's just one layer.
Yeah.
Before, I also found these tile sets. I don't know where, but from Gather to download. But I didn't know that there are programs like this to select the tile sets and stuff. And I literally used the normal drawing program, Kita. I don't know if you know it, but I just cut out every single tile and built a map from that for an event that I did last week or something. And it took so long. I worked a week on it.
That must have taken forever. Oh man, that must have taken forever.
Oh. Yes.
The first time someone sent me a tile set, it was just this thin strip of something. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a learning curve. It is definitely helpful when someone can like actually sit down and take you through it. I think I realized why. This is like this. I think I realized. Okay. So it has to be in a different layer, because if one of the layers is the foreground and one is the background, then you can put your avatar inside of that little inner tube.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do.
Nice.
I'm going to bring this a little bit closer to the shore. Gonna select both of those layers, cut, and then maybe I'll paste it over here, and then I'll play with that. So I think is that the foreground? I'm going to make a wild guess. That's the foreground, yeah. So I'm going to put that in my foreground layer, my foreground folder, and then inner tube. Well, yeah, let me call it floaty. Floaty background. Bloody foreground, bloody background. Okay. So, whether you're at a design stopping point or not, well, actually, real quick, I'm going to show you what terrains are, and some of this is going to be way over the top of your head, but it's okay. I just want you to be able to see it. So if you click on Gather Islands and you right-click right here on this tab and go down to Edit Tileset, it'll open up a tileset tab, and you can see that there are a lot of these like funky looking, like, what are these? These are terrain markups. And what this allows us to do, like, don't touch it or anything. What it will allow us to do is to go back in here and select one of these, and make sure you're on a actually go ahead and start a new layer for that. Call it Water 2. And maybe even hide the water layer, because I want you to really be able to see what's going on. So if we click on Water Dark Solid, are you able to see this, the terrain area here?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so if you click on Water Dark Solid and you click on this here, terrain, it's, wait a minute. Okay. I have my suspicions about what's happening here. Okay. You know what? Let's, I think this terrain might have been made at an earlier time before they changed the system, so it probably just hasn't been updated, but these terrains are. So let's just start with the hedges. So, so if you click on one of these and you start painting, you can paint with this terrain, and you can widen it, and this prevents you from having to lay all those individual tiles separately. And you can kind of like make a, you can make a labyrinth out of this. It's way easier doing it this way. Conversely, if, for example, you were to go to Gather Plants and try to, like, real quick, go into your brush and go into that tile set and try making that manually. Like, it takes way more time, and like you can paint with a center tile if you want, and then just put the, just kind of outline it, but it just takes so much longer. So that is the strength of terrains. Yeah, you can go ahead and hide/delete that and show your water again. But yeah, I think these terrains were designed, they need an update, but that's okay. Okay, so I think we're probably about ready to do our first upload into Gather. So it doesn't matter if your map is super pretty yet, that is totally fine. We're just going to figure out how to get from this here to a Gather space, right? Okay, so go ahead and save, first save your map, and then we're going to go to File and click on Export as Image. And only include visible layers and don't check anything else. And we're going to browse real quick to make sure it's saving the layer we want it to save. And it is. So yeah, you can save it as something different if you want, just because it'll replace the tinybeach.png that's already there, but you don't have to. So save and export. And now you'll find it inside that folder. tinybeach.png. Okay, So let's all go to Gather.town. I assume everyone here already has a Gather account, but I actually don't think you even need one in order to upload a map. I could be wrong. It's been a hot minute since I first joined Gather, but I think that's true. Okay. So we're going to go to create space. And go to explore social experiences. That's just the easiest way to do it right now. The other ones have different features that we don't really need. So, and select that space. And we are going to click this button at the top that says start from blank. And that's what we're going to do. And then go ahead and name your space. If it's like you can't change this name later, but it's not too big of a deal because you can make as many spaces as you want. So if you name it a dumb name now, you can actually legit just copy the entire space into a space with a different name. Like, it's not my favorite thing to do, but it is what I sometimes do. So yeah, tiny islands, and let's do social experience. And then once you're done with that, click Open Map Maker. And actually, if you haven't clicked OK yet, maybe put your name on it. I should have put my name on mine. As a matter of fact, I might even do it again. I might even do it again so that I can, because I kind of want to, I want to connect our islands together. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go back. And don't worry about creating duplicate spaces again. You can create as many as you want. Okay, I'm going to start from blank again. And I'm going to call it Evie's Tiny Islands. Yeah, can't put apostrophes. And social experience and Open Map Maker. Yeah, sorry if I just made you create two spaces. Okay, so once we're here, this is Gather's map editing interface. You may or may not have used it before, but whether or not, what we're going to do is we're going to click on this hamburger menu here. We're going to go to background and foreground, and we're going to say upload background and upload a background. And we're going to go to that folder that we had. And we're going to click on our tiny beach, the one that we just saved, and we're going to open it. And there it is. So we can click save. Do 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 do. It usually doesn't take quite this long to think.
Yeah, this is actually why I stopped by.
Okay.
I think they broke Map Maker.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it'll error after it spins for a while and act like something's gone wrong, but the save will actually go through. We'll just have to refresh Map Maker for it to take.
Okay. So All
Yeah,
right.
just like that.
Thanks for letting me know.
I was just trying to make sure it wasn't just me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Bill is another wonderful person in the server who is super experienced and brilliant and helpful. So yeah. So once we have that, okay, I want to go to the space. Okay, all right. So click on that hamburger menu and click go to space. And now, oh, okay. So take a look at where I spawned. And you're probably seeing the exact same thing, aren't you? You spawned off in the middle of the ocean. And you've got to walk down to get to your island. Okay. So now that we see that happened, do you have any idea why? I'll tell you why. So let's go back into our editor. And the way we get there is all the way down in this this bottom right-hand corner here. Go to the build tool and then select edit in mapmaker. And if you didn't close your tab, you'll notice that you have two of them open. So make sure you're only open in one tab at a time, because if you save in one tab and then you save in a different tab, you will version yourself and you don't want that. So let's close one of those. So now we're back in our map maker. So this green tile up here is a tile effect. It's called a spawn tile. So let's click on tile effects and learn more about different kinds of spawn tiles, different kinds of tile effects, I mean. So spawn tiles indicates where a person starts when joining a space. So we're going to put that maybe right around, let's put that like right around here, wherever you want. Put it on your island. And then we delete this one, because if we have both, half the time you'll spawn here and half the time you'll spawn up here in the ocean. Okay, so we have our spawn tile. And some other kinds of tiles before we save and go through that error again that Bill has warned us about. Let's look at impassable tiles. So this impassable tile is where you can place a tile where people aren't going to be able to, walk onto it. So let's put it about just kind of here. And we're not going to put it higher up on the trees for a reason that I'm going to show you in a little bit. So we can put that there on the umbrella. We can put that maybe in the middle of this tent here, maybe on the middle of that, and on this table. And maybe on some of the water if we really want to. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put one here and here and here. Okay. And then we save. Okay. And I'm gonna refresh on my tiny island while MapMaker thinks about whether it is saving or not, or when exactly it's saving. So it probably has saved by now. So go back to that original tab and refresh your page. And now, if it worked correctly, if you changed it correctly, you should be spawning where you had your spawn. Wait, no, actually, that's not true. If you click on your name in the bottom left-hand corner and you click on respawn, you'll spawn at the spawn tile that you put. Here we go. All right. And now if you walk around your space, you'll see that you can't walk through the tree, but you're still walking on top of things like umbrellas and treetops. But wait, that's not how it's supposed to look, right? You're supposed to be able to walk behind stuff like trees. And that's what foregrounds are all about. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So let's go back to tiled. So tiled has, let's see. Okay. So we've got backgrounds and we've got foregrounds. So all of this stuff is going to be backgrounds. And let's see. If we click on that folder and we show/hide other layers, we can hide everything else except these things that were on the foreground layers. And now what we can do is be careful about this, is we can export as image, but we don't want to save it as the same thing we just saved as. We want to make sure that we add a little FG, a little foreground after that. I'm going to put Tiny Beach 1 FG.png. Okay. And so once we've done that, export it. And then we're going to do a very similar thing to the thing we just did. We're going to go back into our map maker. We're going to click on that hamburger menu. We're going to go to background and foreground, and we're going to upload a foreground. And go ahead and upload that, the one that you just saved. And if you didn't edit it at all, and you're a little behind, you can just, click the one that's already there if you want to. What matters is we're learning. And then press open. And there we go. So usually I like to say you don't really have to hide the backgrounds. If you want a foreground on top, you can just kind of duplicate it on top and it always works just fine. That's mostly true. You'll notice that the shadows got a little bit darker. So if you have things that are a little bit transparent, which you'll get a sense for the more maps you make, and you don't want the shadows to look darker, then you do want to hide the foreground layer when you export your background as an image. Does that make sense? So we're going to save, and then okay, and then let's refresh. And then now I'm standing behind the tree. Check it out. And now I can walk behind the trees. I can walk underneath the umbrella. I can walk behind this palm tree. And excitingly, as we learned how to do a little bit ago, we can get inside the inner tube. I'm in the inner tube. Look at that. I love it. That's so cute. Maybe they designed it that way so that people couldn't do it any other way. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. All right. So that is how you upload a map into Gather, folks. Do you want to show me what you got? Legit, I will be happy if it's just a picture of Gather with a vague island shape in the middle of the screen. If that's the case, then you did good. You passed. You get an A. An imaginary points A. You get imaginary internet points is what you get. And a good pat on the back.
I appreciate the instruction. I've been in the meetings to build stuff, but our protocol just launched, and now I've got some more time freed up to do this. So I'm excited to do this and see more. And I think there's something on Tuesday I'll see you at, and I'll work on this weekend and kind of get up to speed on some things. But I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're so welcome. I'm so glad that you came and had a good time and learned. I love your avatar, Marie. That's so cute. Okay. So now that we have uploaded our islands, so there's something kind of exciting that we can do. We can link our islands to each other if we want to. So there's something else too. Let's see. So in the map maker, in the build tool, you don't even have to go back into your actual map maker to do this, but you can add items like treasure chests, and there's lots and lots of objects that you can pick. Here, let me search for maybe beach. This might be another way that mapmaker is potentially broken. Oh, no, it's working. Okay, so let's go to the beach and see what we got. Okay, we already have those items. Treasure chest. Okay. So we can add a treasure chest. We can add interactable stuff. Let's see. It's actually better to do this in the map maker because you can go back and select these items and add things to them later. That might be something that I go over in a future tutorial, but it's really fun to play with. Feel free to play with it, maybe on your own time if you don't have time to stay. But yeah. Oh yeah, what I wanted to do is see if anybody wanted to connect their space to mine. Or I can connect their space, my space to theirs. Who's down? I'll show you how portal tiles work. Okay.
I'm happy to do that.
All right. So I'm sending you a URL to my space. Use tiny islands.
Me too.
All right. Put the URLs to your space into the chat. So how you make a portal tile is you go to tile effects and go to the stamp and click on portal. And then you can click on a portal. You can click on that there. I'm going to click on the tent. And I'm going to say portal to another space. And if anybody wants to give me their URL, then I will add their space so that when my avatar goes into that tent, I'll be on their island.
So I've never been in a Discord event. Where's the chat here?
Oh, the chat is right above the event channel. It should say event lounge. I added it after this started, so sorry about the confusion. All right, confirm. And then I'm going to save. And Dan, I think I'm going to put yours under my umbrella.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just reload and hope it did it.
At this point, maybe there is also probably a lesson to be taught about reporting bugs.
Oh, right. So if you are encountering a bug, let's see, I don't think you could do it in the map maker, but you can definitely do it in your space. If you encounter something that's going wrong, you want to click on this the gather grapes and say report issue. First check in the help center just to make sure. But yeah, you can click on that report issues and you can fill it out. It includes the debug info, which is very helpful for the devs. But yeah, that's your first line of help with bugs. After you do that, sometimes we, come into the Discord and chat about them. Like, is anybody else experiencing this too? Just a little bit of validation, but that's more for emotions and less for actual help from the company. So. All right. So I've got that done there. And so I'm going to tile effects, stamp, portal, and click in here, portal to another space, paste that Gather.town URL, and confirm, and save again. And gonna give it like a few more seconds. And oh, hello, Marie. I can see you in my space.
Yeah, I think I can do a double cam.
Yeah, I'm probably double. If you hover over my video and click on the microphone, you can mute me. I muted you too because it was doing the same. All right. Do you want to go with me to Dan's space?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, that's your space. Oopsie. All right. Which way should we go to get back to mine so we can go to Dan's?
Also to the tent.
Mine does not match yours. It's just our existing space.
That's totally fine.
Did not put a portal back to you. Let me.
Well, here I come.
Something I'll add about portaling back and forth between spaces. Your back button on your browser, it's not its own isolated event. So if you hit your back button, you can navigate back to whatever space you had just been in.
Nice.
I have a question. Your Gather is kind of smaller. I mean, you see more from the map on your screen. Is it just that you have a big screen? Oh, why is that?
I do have a really, really big screen. I've got a Wacom Sensei 24 HD. It's very large.
Oh, okay.
So my question was,
also another. Sorry, I want to answer the rest of that question real quick. It's something else too. If you go into your settings, let's see, they just changed where exactly this was. I do have it set to my smart zoom is off. If you turn your smart zoom on, it zooms to the point where, like, I don't care for the zoom because it, like, the pixels look off. Things look a little bit jaggy in a way that pixel art shouldn't be jaggy. So I usually have my smart zoom off and just at 100. So that is more to the point. That's more why you can see more of my screen.
Oh, okay.
So my question to the same concept would be, what browser do you recommend? I was using the Microsoft Edge browser, and I was getting huge picture windows above and doing some live streaming on Twitch, and it wasn't working at all. And I just switched to Firefox, and it's so much better, and I have so much more ability to zoom in and out. But I wasn't sure what you recommend or what you're using.
Almost definitely Chrome. Chrome's the best. I've heard some people have had pretty decent luck with Firefox, but it's built for Chrome first.
Roger that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no problem. This is a neat space. I'm liking it.
We built this for our conference. It didn't have as much take up as we'd hoped, but
well, it's adorable. I like the buildings kind of forming a backdrop. I like doing that sometimes where like you've got the top down map and most of the map, and then along the back you've got, the background going up into the distance. It's very cute.
A little art gallery, which that was probably the most fun.
Yeah. Oh.
Did you draw all these buildings yourself?
No, we found some assets and used them.
Nice. I'm
Still very cute.
Looks great.
Cool. So this is actually yeah, that's awesome. That's a pretty decent sized exhibit.
Yeah, this is a fun project we did with artists.
Awesome. Yeah, great job. Have you put this in the Post Your Space channel yet, or posted it on the public space list?
Haven't put it there, but I can, yeah.
Yeah, you should totally submit it to the public space list. Get you some visitors. Yeah, super cute map. Okay, so is there anybody else in this meet that wants some help or needs me to back up and go over something again? Because I totally will. Shadow just popped. If
Oh,
anyone
I thought
is,
you were celebrating. You get an A. You did good work. Thank you so much for it all. And that's a great look in a museum exhibit space too. That's really nice.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, well, let me take a look at my list here just to see if there. Oh, right. Okay. So we have uploaded our first map to Gather, and now we know how to link from map to map. The actual using of the Open Edit sandbox space is something that that you can totally do if you want. If you want to get build privileges in it and edit anything you want inside that map, it's going to be absolute anarchy for anyone who has open build access. So if you want in on that, feel free. The one thing that you want to make sure to do is to make sure that no two people are editing at the same time, because then you'll version each other. And that map is kind of like, I'm going to present that together as a, like, I want a lot of people to try to be collaborative in this map, and I want Gather maps to be able to be collaborative in general. So it's a popular request that I know they care about too. They're just not quite there yet. But if more people are doing it, they're going to care about it faster. And this is the time where they're taking suggestions for their next quarter of work. So if you are interested and excited about the idea of being able to do Gather maps collaboratively, talk about it in the server, talk about it on the forum, talk about it to them. They listen.
That sounds really great, because right now I'm starting a kind of school project from my old school with some students, and maybe it will get bigger because some teachers are also interested, and parents, and some companies maybe will also do something with it. And we want to make not only a big space, but multiple spaces with students together, and that the students later can also edit their own kind of classrooms and stuff like that. So that would be really nice.
Almost forgot. So there are more tile sets included in the folder that you guys downloaded. So let's go back and look at that real quick before I let you go. Does anybody need to leave? Let's see. Did I schedule this for to end at 1 or to end at 2? I don't even remember. Let me check.
I'm not sure. It's 8 p.m. here. So.
Oh yeah, okay. I did schedule it for an hour. So I think I'm going to put my focus toward. You know what? I'll show you this. I'll show you one more thing. So if we go back to tiled, let's see. We can right click and show and hide. Show hide other layers. Okay, so we have everything back now. So let's say we want to add more tile sets. There's a lot of tile sets that Gather has, and I included the main ones with this, with the folder that you downloaded. So if you go into that folder and you go into tile sets, don't move anything around, but there's all sorts of stuff. You got more terrains, you got tables, chairs, swatches, signage, shadows, more plants, more logos, walls and games and floors and facades, and lots of walls, lots of decoration, chairs, and extra avatars to use for mocking up things. So anything that sounds interesting, you can check out. So I'm gonna maybe open this exterior decoration and see what's here. So we've got mostly building elements and these cool lights, and we've got some litter and rocks, ruins, stuff like that. So we've opened that. So now when we go back to our TMX, there it is. It's just right in there. And yeah, so that's how you do that. And if you want to make a new map with these exact same tile sets, it's as easy as just going to new map. And I like to maybe start with about 50 by 50. Actually, no. More like 30 by 30, especially when you're beginning. How big is that? Yeah, 30 by 30 is good to start. Yeah, and so you can start making maps with what you've already got. I think I might try to fix the terrains on these maps, because being able to paint them kind of like we could paint the hedges, would be really nice. But can't do that right now because the terrains were made earlier and they're a little bit outdated. So we'd have to end up kind of laying out the water, like painting with the center tiles and then adding corners and stuff around the edges, which just kind of takes a lot more time. But yeah, that's how you make a new map with the same exact tile sets that you have open. Super easy. Okay, the most exciting way to add new tile sets, brand new tile sets, is by starting with a tile set PNG that you find on the internet. I love itch.io. It's where I find almost all of my tile sets, and I have a lot of tile sets, like so many tile sets. Where's my notes? Okay. So I have some tile sets on itch that they're not my tile sets. They're just ones that I have saved. Soon, I think I'm going to probably have a category specifically for free tile sets that work with Gather, just because that just helps, it helps you get started. But Gather does have, all of their tile sets are free, so I don't feel too terrible that I don't have it yet. But when I first started doing this, it was a little bit harder to find stuff like city tile sets. Like most tile sets for RPGs are, there's so many that fall into like a medieval category, but more and more pretty solid modern tile sets have come out, and Gather has a lot of course, they've got great modern sets. And there are some that are really beautiful and with kind of a softer style than Gather has. I really like this one style. I've got, Cocoa Reflections. I have all of their tile sets. I've spent way too much money on tile sets, but I also do this professionally, so I make sure that I am able to make it back. They've got some really, really gorgeous stuff. So yeah, that's how you find tile sets. So most of the time when you download tile sets, it's going to come in the form of a tile set PNG. And I'm going to show you how to turn that into a tile set. And I think that will probably be the last thing I do today. So let me go to virtual design assets. Let me get to, all right. Tile sets. Let's do this. Wait. I've recently revamped so much about how I store my tile sets. I got this entire database program that I have on my desktop because I just have so many files. So give me just a second. Okay. Let's start with modern. Not that. Wait. Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong folder, sorry. I'll get there eventually, I promise you. Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty cool one. Okay, so this is kind of split up into a bunch of different tile sets, which I usually don't like too much, but for engines like RPG Maker, sometimes they need it. You'll find that a lot. You'll find a lot of tile sets that say A2, A4, A5, B, C, D, and they're split up in a way that seems weird. But there's ways to manage that. I'm not going to talk about it this time, but basically what my point right now is you can turn this into a tile set. It's just a PNG, and I'm going to show you how to turn it into a tile set. So when we go to tiles, we can go to new tile set. And so let's say this one here, Lowtown B. So let's call it Lowtown B. And we're going to browse and search for that. And we'll go ahead and just copy and paste the file path so I don't have to navigate to it again. And we're going to click on it, open it. And something we want to make sure to do is make sure our tile width and height are 32 by 32 pixels, because that is Gather's that's Gather's resolution. That's Gather's tile size. And conversely, we also want to make sure that the tile sets themselves are 32, like built for that tile size. So now that we've got that, we're going to save it, and we're going to put that in our tile sets folder. And now we've got this open. And so now I can go back to my tiny beach if I want to. I can go to this tile set that's appeared, and I can make my island cyberpunk. Oops, I'm in the wrong layer. Let's go to ground stuff. And let me make sure I'm in my brush. So now I have a cyberpunk desk just sitting there on my island. And yeah, etc., etc. For Gather, I usually combine these into, and if you're familiar with Photoshop and stuff like that, you can put them all together into one image file. But there's an easier way to do that. There's an easier way to combine different tile sets into one tile set. But for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this because I've probably filled your brains with enough information that you're starting to be like, okay, enough. But I hope this has been helpful. I've had a fantastic time having you here. I love doing these. I want to do more of them. I schedule another one every time I get to $50 on my coffee. So the faster that happens, the faster I'll schedule more of these. It'll depend on other factors too, like how much spare time I have. But right now I've got so much on my plate that I gotta wait for the $50. But yeah, a great job today, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Yeah, thank you. I learned a lot. Really. I think sorry.
You're so welcome.
I think my life got way easier now.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah, when I first started learning this, just someone taking me under their wing and being like, okay, this is how you do it. This is step by step how you do it, made all the difference in the world to me, because Tiled is kind of a dense program. Like it's an actual program to make game levels. Like you can make games, like not entire games, but you can make entire game levels in this with all the properties that need to be exported to different game engines and stuff like that. So it's a very complex program. And making maps on Gather.town is just a very tiny subset of what it's designed to do. It's like it isn't designed specifically to make Gather maps, but like it's just the best way to do it right now. So,
Mm.
so yeah, it helps. It helps to have someone take you through it.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you. And have a nice evening.
You too.
Something else I might suggest, Evie, and this might be good for like the next one or whatever, is explaining how you can use tiled to make custom objects. Not like the properties, but you can create like, a 1x3 tiled map and then just put whatever object image you want. In order to export that as a PNG. Because not everybody knows how to deal with PNGs outside of Photoshop.
Yeah. That is good. Let me write that down. Next time I'm going to talk about meta tile sets too. Do you know how to use meta tile sets?
No.
Ooh, okay.
No, not really.
I am going.
I'll have to tune in next time.
Yeah. I'd say I'd show you right now, but it'll take me a little bit of time, and I actually do have some stuff I've got to get going to. But thank you for being here, Bill.
Oh yeah, I only tuned in to see if my bug was everybody else's bug, but no, this was great.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks. I'll see you around.
See ya.